In a significant ruling, an immigration tribunal has overturned the UK Home Office's assessment that a Sudanese asylum seeker with a deep voice and noticeable body hair was an adult, instead affirming his claim that he was a minor at the time of his arrival. The case centred on conflicting evaluations of the individual's age, with initial assessments by Home Office officials and a local council concluding he was in his mid-20s based on physical characteristics such as a deep voice, pronounced Adam's apple, and thick hair on his arms and legs. However, the tribunal found these observations insufficient and unreliable as determinants of age, emphasising the need for more thorough and nuanced evaluation methods. The asylum seeker, whose identity remains protected, arrived in the UK in December 2023, fleeing the ongoing conflict in Sudan. He reported that he had escaped after witnessing the abduction of 3 friends by a paramilitary group and feared the same fate. Throughout the proceedings, he consistently maintained that he was born on September 20, 2007, citing confirmation from his mother and former teachers. Despite his assertions, initial assessments by a social worker and a project manager concluded he was an adult, citing his physical maturity, including a receding hairline, facial lines, and a deep voice. However, Upper Tribunal Judge Gemma Loughran criticised the reliance on these physical traits, noting that photographic evidence did not support claims of excessive facial hair or an unusually mature appearance. The tribunal also highlighted inconsistencies in the initial age assessment process, including inadequate documentation and a lack of transparency in the evaluation methods. In contrast, a subsequent assessment by qualified social workers in June 2024 found no compelling evidence to dispute the asylum seeker's claimed age, describing his account as consistent and credible. Their report dismissed earlier conclusions as unreliable due to procedural shortcomings and emphasised that physical characteristics alone should not override other corroborative evidence. Ultimately, the tribunal ruled in favour of the asylum seeker, declaring his stated date of birth as accurate and quashing the council's earlier determination. The local authority was ordered to recognise him as a minor, ensuring he receives appropriate support, and to cover the legal costs of the judicial review. The decision reinforces broader concerns about the accuracy of age assessments based on physical appearance, particularly in cases involving vulnerable individuals fleeing conflict zones. Judge Loughran's ruling underscores the necessity of comprehensive, evidence-based evaluations rather than subjective judgments rooted in superficial observations.